Rent has exploded. Groceries now rival your car payment. And that friendly neighbor, gone, vanished north without a word. Something's happening, and no one's talking about it. Why are thousands of Americans vanishing across the border? Is it taxes, safety, or is the American dream itself coming undone? The stats are real, but the reasons, even more eye-opening, because these aren't tourists with backpacks and selfie sticks. These are nurses, coders, young parents, seniors, and before this video ends, you might start wondering, is Canada calling your name, too? Reason number 10. Healthcare that doesn't cost a fortune. In the US, a single hospital visit can destroy your savings. A broken leg, $7,000. Childbirth, $13,000, if there are no complications. But here's the deeper issue. Why have we gotten used to that? North of the border, it's a different world. You walk into a hospital, and you're treated, without anyone checking your wallet. Every Canadian citizen and resident is covered. Medical care is publicly funded and free when you need it. And yes, Americans are now crossing the border to give birth, get treatment, or avoid dying in debt. If the wealthiest country on earth can't keep its people healthy, isn't it time to look somewhere else? Reason number 9. Getting away from the political chaos. Family get-togethers are now political battlegrounds. Friends can't talk. Neighbors stop waving. Red versus blue isn't just on ballots, it's in every conversation. And it's exhausting. In Canada, politics exist, sure, but they don't take over your life. Disagreements happen without people turning into enemies. No screaming matches at town halls. No threats over yard signs. Just dialogue, policy, quiet governance. So ask yourself, when your country starts making you feel anxious just for having an opinion, do you stay or do you leave? Quick interjection screen. Bell, don't forget to subscribe. The content we share cuts through noise, and sometimes, silence. Every click helps us keep digging. Reason number 8. Skilled workers are finally valued, just not in America. You did everything right. You went to school, took on tens of thousands in student loans. You interned for free, hustled, networked, sacrificed, and now, you're working 60 hours a week, barely scraping by. All while job postings demand 10 years of experience for a role that barely pays a living wage. It's a brutal joke, and you're the punchline. Welcome to the American labor trap. Where degrees cost more than cars, entry-level jobs require senior-level experience, and high-skilled workers are treated like disposable parts in a machine. But just across the northern border, the script is flipping. In 2025, Canada made a bold move, one that most Americans didn't see coming. It opened its doors wide and rolled out the red carpet for skilled professionals. Through its express entry system and specialized work programs, Canada isn't just passively accepting talent, it's actively recruiting it, poaching it, welcoming it, and guess who's answering the call? American coders, American nurses, American engineers, American tradespeople. Why? Because Canada actually recognizes their worth. There's no decade-long waitlist. No need to be chained to a single employer. No green card lottery that decides your life by luck. Canada's system is points-based, logical, transparent, and fast. Got a degree? Points. Work experience? Points. English fluency? More points. And suddenly, that mountain you've been climbing in the US becomes a clear path north. Cities like Toronto, Calgary, and Vancouver are now tech and innovation hubs. They offer competitive salaries, without the crushing cost of living you'll find in San Francisco or Manhattan. They offer balance, not burnout. Let's put it plainly, in America, you're stuck in line, waiting, hoping, wasting years. In Canada, you're invited to the front, encouraged, supported, fast-tracked. And it's not just about a job. It's about building a life. One where your skills earn you respect, not more paperwork. Where you're seen as an asset, not a liability. Where your future isn't held hostage by an immigration system that treats you like a number. So here's the real question. If one country sees you as a burden, and another sees you as the future, which country would you choose? America keeps closing doors. Canada is holding them open, with both hands. And the smartest people, they're already walking through. Reason number 7. Residency goals that favor you. In America, building a future often feels like you're playing immigration roulette. You work, you wait, you pray. Maybe you'll get selected, maybe you won't. Even after years of education, experience, and contribution, there's no guarantee. The US green card backlog has ballooned into a decade-long purgatory for many. For high-skilled immigrants, the process is often painfully slow, confusing, and uncertain. Lives are put on hold. Families are left in limbo. But look north, and the story is completely different. In 2025 alone, Canada set a clear target: 395,000 new permanent residents. Not refugees, not tourists, but people just like you, highly educated, skilled professionals ready to contribute from day one. And here's the difference: Canada isn't making it complicated. Through systems like Express Entry, Canada actively prioritizes people with in-demand skills: nurses, software developers, teachers, electricians, logistics experts. If you meet the criteria, you could go from application to permanent residency in less than 12 months. Compare that to the US, where the same process might take 5, 7, even 10 years. And that's if you're lucky. Canada isn't just opening the door. They're rolling out the red carpet. While America debates who gets to stay, Canada is asking, how soon can you start? So ask yourself, why fight to stay in a country that's pushing you out, when another is openly inviting you to build your future? Reason number 6, easier work visas, clearer futures. Can't get hired in your field. Or you do, but the paycheck barely covers groceries. In the US, you grind and hope for a break. In Canada, you apply and get working. By April 2025, Canada approved nearly 500,000 work permits, and not just for Canadians returning home. Americans, Nigerians, Filipinos, everyone with the skills to contribute. Canada isn't handing out charity, it's offering opportunity. And here's the kicker: Canadian work permits often let you change employers without losing your legal status. In the US, lose your job, lose your visa. In Canada, lose your job, apply for another one. Which system values people more? Number 5, student visas that lead somewhere. Let's be honest, in the United States, higher education is no longer a path to freedom. It's a trap that begins the moment you enroll. You sign loan papers you barely understand at 18. You chase prestige, only to graduate into a world that tells you to take what you can get, if you're allowed to stay at all. Tuition is climbing faster than inflation. Textbooks are luxuries, and dorm life, you'll pay the price of a condo to share a room the size of a closet. By the time you earn that degree, the bill is waiting. $80,000, $150,000, sometimes over $200,000. And that's if you're lucky. But the worst part, if you're an international student in the US, your journey ends before it even begins. No guaranteed work permit, no smooth path to stay. You walk across the stage, collect your diploma, and then the clock starts ticking. You've got 60 to 90 days to find a job in your field, secure an employer willing to sponsor you, and pray the visa lottery gods are in your favor. If not, you're gone. All that work, all that debt, all that promise, shipped out. Now look north. In Canada, the story isn't just different, it's smarter. In the first 4 months of 2025, over 194,000 student permits were granted. That's not a fluke, that's a strategy. Canada doesn't just want students. It wants future residents, future workers, future innovators. It sees young people as the foundation of tomorrow, not just temporary guests. Answer: they built a system to match. Push-bin work while you study. Push-bin work full-time during breaks. Push-bin after graduation, receive a postgraduate work permit for up to 3 years. 3 years to gain experience. Build a resume. Find opportunity. But it doesn't end there, because all that work, it counts toward permanent residency. That's right, your degree in Canada is more than education, it's a stepping stone to citizenship. You're not jumping through flaming hoops or standing in line for a green card that may never arrive. You're on a path, one that's clear, direct, and built to support you. And here's what makes this powerful: Canada's education system is world-class. Its universities rank globally, its campuses are diverse and welcoming. And it's not designed to bleed you dry. It's designed to set you up. International students in Canada gain access to real support, from job assistance and mentorship programs to transparent immigration guidance. You're not left in the dark. You're not left behind. Let's compare. United States in the US, a degree often means debt without direction. Canada in Canada, a degree unlocks your future. United States in the US, graduation often means goodbye. Canada in Canada, it means what's next. So here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. If you're going to invest 4 years of your life, and tens of thousands of dollars, into your education, why would you do it in a country that shows you the exit door the minute you're done? Why would you study in a system that sees you as a number, not a neighbor? More and more American students, and their parents, are asking that same question. And they're looking north for the answer. Because Canada isn't just offering an education, it's offering a future. And when it comes to your future, why settle for anything less than a system designed to help you build it? Reason number 4, parental leave that actually lets you be a parent. In the United States, having a child isn't just a life-changing event. It's a financial gamble. For millions of working Americans, welcoming a newborn doesn't come with joy and rest. It comes with stress, unpaid leave, and the brutal math of survival. 12 weeks of unpaid time off, if you're eligible. No guaranteed income, no safety net, and in many cases, no leave at all. Families are forced to make impossible decisions. Go back to work days after childbirth, or risk eviction. Skip bonding time with your baby, just to pay hospital bills. Is that how the wealthiest nation on earth supports its next generation? Now look at Canada. The story is different. Not perfect, but humane, thoughtful, supportive. In Canada, new mothers are entitled to up to 15 weeks of paid maternity leave. And families, they can access up to 40 weeks of shared parental leave, at 55% of their regular pay, with a weekly cap. Need more time? There's an option for extended leave, too, at a reduced rate. And here's what makes Canada stand out. Fathers are not just allowed to take leave, they're encouraged to. Because parenting isn't a solo act. It's a partnership, and the system reflects that. This isn't just about money. It's about time. Time to recover from the physical toll of childbirth. Time to form the bond that shapes a child's emotional world. Time to breathe, adjust, and begin the lifelong journey of raising a human, without the looming fear of losing your job, your income, or your dignity. In America, families whisper about how they got lucky when their employer offered 2 weeks paid. In Canada, that's not luck. That's normal. So ask yourself, should becoming a parent mean choosing between your child and your paycheck? Should bonding with your newborn mean sacrificing your career? Because in Canada, it doesn't. Parental leave isn't a perk for the privileged, it's a national priority. A recognition that supporting parents in the earliest days benefits not just families, but society as a whole. In the US, the burden falls on the individual. In Canada, the system steps in to help. And here's the deeper truth. When you're trying to raise a child, to give them the love, attention, and care they deserve, time isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. In Canada, they understand that. And they act on it. Because parenthood shouldn't be a punishment. It shouldn't be a crisis. It should be protected, even celebrated. And for more and more young families in America, that simple fact is leading them to ask, why start a family in a country that doesn't support families at all? Reason number 3, affordable childcare that doesn't break families. In the United States, having a child often feels like a financial punishment. You return to work, not because you're ready, but because you have to. And the moment you do, you're hit with another blow, childcare. The cost, higher than many college tuition bills. In some cities, it's over $2,000 a month, per child. And that's if you can even find a spot. Waiting lists stretch for months. Daycares shut down, and quality varies wildly, depending on your zip code, your income, or your luck. Parents are stuck in a no-win situation. Work more to afford care, but give up time with your child. Stay home, and risk financial ruin. It's a trap with no exit. Now look north, to Canada. The system isn't perfect, but it's built differently. In provinces like Quebec, and now expanding across the country, Canada offers childcare for just $10 a day. That's not a typo. That's the future, already in motion. Imagine that. Professionally trained staff, publicly regulated centers, early childhood programs designed around learning, nutrition, and development, not just babysitting. And here's the impact most people overlook. An extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month back in your pocket. What could your family do with that? Light bulb finally afford healthier groceries. Light bulb start saving for a home. Light bulb take a breath between paychecks. Maybe even drop that second job. Or stop juggling side hustles just to pay someone to watch your kids. Because in Canada, the childcare system isn't just affordable, it's intentional. It's there to support parents. to empower families, to give children a real head start, without dragging their parents into debt. In America, millions of young couples are delaying having children, not out of choice, but out of necessity. Because the math just doesn't add up. But in Canada, the equation changes. Parenthood and career aren't at war with each other. You're not punished for wanting both. You don't have to sacrifice your future to care for your child, or sacrifice your child's care just to have a future. That's what real support looks like. So ask yourself, what kind of country lets families drown just for trying to do the right thing? And what kind of country builds ladders instead of walls? In Canada, the answer is clear. Raising a child shouldn't bankrupt you. It should build you, and for more and more American families, that simple truth is a deal breaker. Because when the price of care is your peace of mind, the cost is too high. Reason number 2, safety that feels real, not just promised. In America, the sound of sirens has become part of the background. Another headline, another lockdown, another shooting, and slowly, quietly, we've accepted it. Mass shootings in malls, gunfire in school zones, carjackings, home invasions, random violence. So frequent, it barely makes the news anymore. It's not just happening, it's becoming normal. But here's the hard truth. It's not supposed to be. Fear shouldn't be part of everyday life. You shouldn't have to double-check the exits at the movie theater. Your kids shouldn't need active shooter drills before they learn long division. And walking home after dark, that shouldn't feel like a gamble with your life. Now look at Canada. The difference isn't subtle, it's dramatic. Violent crime is lower, across the board. Gun ownership is tightly regulated. And when tragedy strikes, it's rare enough to stop the entire nation in its tracks. In Canada, mass shootings don't happen every week. Gunfire outside a school isn't just tragic, it's unthinkable. And the result? People walk their dogs at night, without fear. Kids ride bikes to school, without escorts. Large cities like Toronto and Vancouver buzz with life, not fear. It's not perfect. No place is. But the baseline feeling in Canada, it's different. Safety isn't just measured in statistics. It's felt in your chest. It's the absence of that quiet tension you carry. It's walking into a grocery store and not scanning for exits. It's sending your child to school and not praying they make it home. And more Americans are realizing they don't have to live like this. Because when you wake up every day feeling anxious, alert, and exposed, that's not freedom. That's survival mode. And here's what's heartbreaking. The US keeps promising safety. More laws, more surveillance, more response teams. But what about prevention? What about building a society where violence isn't inevitable? In Canada, safety isn't perfect, but it's proactive. More investment in social programs. More access to mental health care. More trust in community policing, not just armed escalation. So here's the real question. What would it feel like to live without fear? To let your child run in the park without constantly scanning the crowd? To hear a loud noise and not instinctively duck? That feeling, that peace, is something Americans are chasing. And in 2025, they're chasing it north. Because eventually, you stop asking, why is this happening? And start asking, where can I go where it doesn't? Reason number 1, a life with balance. In America, exhaustion is worn like a badge of honor. Burnout isn't a red flag, it's a resume bullet. Need a break? You're seen as weak. Take time off, you fall behind. Rest has become something to apologize for. But not in Canada. Up north, life runs at a different pace, one that values not just productivity, but peace. By law, Canadian workers get a minimum of 2 weeks paid vacation. Most get more, and here's the difference. They're expected, even encouraged, to use it. Evenings, for family. Weekends, sacred. Emails after hours, not the norm. The hustle culture that eats away at American mental health doesn't hold the same power here. People work, but they're not expected to burn themselves down to prove their worth. There's no guilt in logging off. No shame in taking a break. No applause for skipping life just to climb a ladder. And the impact? Parents eat dinner with their kids. People sleep. Communities connect, not just exist side by side. So ask yourself, seriously, if you could trade stress for stability, if you could live in a place where your time mattered as much as your title, wouldn't you? Because more and more Americans are answering yes. And they're choosing balance over burnout by choosing Canada. The American dream once inspired the world. But now, many are quietly walking away from it. For healthcare, safety, sanity, For time with their kids. For lives that make sense. Canada isn't a backup plan anymore. For thousands, it's plan A. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because this isn't a trend. It's a quiet migration, and it's already happening.